That dashboard you built with ChatGPT or Claude, it has a shelf life. If you're new here, I'm Dylan. I run an AI consulting business where I help business owners build tools like this hands on every single day. And this is the most common mistake that I see. You keep updating a dashboard in the same conversation, and the AI quietly starts forgetting your instructions. Colors shift, charts break, and eventually you're rebuilding from scratch. So today I'll show you exactly why that happens, and I'll walk you through a simple three-step fix so you never lose a dashboard to a dead conversation again. So that being said, let's get into it. Now, when making the common mistake of having the same conversation for a really long period of time, such as updating a dashboard, this is what happens. In week one, everything is perfect. The dashboard looks good. When we have the dashboard updated with some new data on week three, still looks good. Week five, it starts to drift a little bit. And over time, what happens is the AI's ability to follow your instructions, making sure the dashboard looks perfect as well as is updated with the new data, degrades rapidly. And now the reason this is happening is that AI has limited space in its head. And when that memory is filled up with all the new data you're trying to have the AI add to the dashboard, it takes away that space for the memory just to be full of the data, and it lacks space for itself to think and reason and follow your instructions. So, what you can envision here is as every week progresses, you can see all of these boxes are basically moving downwards and things are falling out the bottom, or more realistically, are being pushed out of the bottom. So the specific color codes you prefer, formatting rules, all that stuff is lost because the AI is summarizing previous conversations to sustain the existing thread that you have with it, which means all the specifics here are likely lost because it's summarized and aggregated so it can continue with week 3, 5, etc. Simply put, the longer the conversation you have, the more weeks of data that you add to this dashboard over time, the less likely it's going to follow those instructions and the dashboard will degrade, numbers will be missed. Now, the fix is simple. It's just 3 steps, one of which you're already doing. And I'll walk through each one of these in detail. The first one is simply to build the dashboard, which is what you've likely already done instead of ChatGPT or Claude. After that, we want to move that dashboard to our desktop, and we're going to use an AI agent to do the rest, which we'll talk more about. And then finally, we want to share this with our team in the simplest way possible, not adding complexity unnecessarily. Quick pause in your regular programming. This video is brought to you by me, as always. So, 2 quick things. First off, Blow's a 30-day AI Insight series, completely free. You'll get 30 insights in your inbox so you can apply AI to your business and your work. The second thing is if you'd like to work with me, Blow a series of offerings to see if there's a good fit between the two of us. Now, let's get back into the video. Starting with the first step, which is building the dashboard. So in here, again, like I said previously, you probably have already done this yourself. So you've opened up ChatGPT, you've opened up Claude, you've likely uploaded some data to it, asking it to create a dashboard for you. Now, one tip I'll provide you here is instead of giving the data to AI and asking to create a very specific dashboard, instead provide it your intent and then let the AI determine what the dashboard looks like. For example, I could upload some cash flow data to AI. And I can say, I'm a CEO of a company and I need to make weekly decisions based off of our cash flow. And I'm going to be checking this on a weekly basis. So, what I want you to do, AI, is to create an intuitive dashboard that's minimalistic, embraces negative space, and only shows me the stuff that I need to know when making decisions in this scenario. And with the AI's worldly knowledge, it probably has a better idea of what you need to see so you can make those decisions. And that's us describing our needs to the AI, showing our intent. After this, we'll probably iterate back and forth with the AI to make sure we like the aesthetics and things like that. And then finally, at the end, this is where things will change. So usually what will happen for you is instead of downloading the file, you'll keep working with the AI continuously. And as you work with AI continuously, that's when things start to degrade. We're going to avoid that. Now, 2 quick rules before we move on to the next step, which is when you're creating your dashboard, you want to make sure that the dashboard is an HTML file. And you can simply tell the AI to create the dashboard in HTML. And then also we want to make sure that the HTML file is standalone. So again, this is another thing you can just add to your prompt, saying that it needs to be a standalone HTML file with the data inside of it. The reason we're doing this is we're trying to make the file as easy as possible for everybody else on our team to open. All they have to do is double click the file and it should open immediately in their browser. Those are the 2 rules. That's the first step. Now on to the second step, which is moving things to our local setup, so our desktop on our computer. Now quickly, I want to show you how to download the dashboard on all the different tools that you're likely using. So I have ChatGPT, I have Claude, and I have Gemini. I have a basic chart that I've created with fake data with a cash flow analysis. And to download this on ChatGPT, which is what we're on currently, we're going to go to the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner. We're going to select these, and then we're going to select download. That's going to download this as an HTML. You can see it says cash flow dashboard. So when I download this and I open it, it immediately opens me to this dashboard. Same thing for Claude. So inside of Claude, we're going to go to the copy button here, select this arrow, We're going to select download. Same thing happens. It gives me the download and it's there for me to open. And then for Gemini, things are slightly different. So we're going to open up the code section here, this code button, and we're going to select basically everything inside of here. So when you select everything, you're going to copy it. You're then going to paste this into a file on your desktop and call it whatever you want, dashboard.html. You're going to paste that in there. So now I'm assuming you've gotten step one done for the move. So you've added the HTML dashboard to a folder that you care about. So it could be on your desktop, but I'd recommend creating a folder for this. So you can call it cash flow or whatever else is relevant for that specific dashboard. You want to add it to that folder. Once you've added it to the folder, you're going to add two other things. More likely, you're going to have AI add these two other things for you, which is creating a subfolder, which you can call data. And that's where all the data is going to go that you're going to have the AI update the dashboard with continuously over time. Then also you need to add an instructions file. So this is going to be a Claude.md if you're inside of Claude, or it's going to be an agents.md if you're using ChatGPT. And really quick on both of these, don't be overwhelmed by the fact that this is a .md file or anything like that. All it is just text, and it simply acts as a system instruction for the AI. So if you've used Claude projects, GPT projects, or Gemini gems, you've created instructions for them. This is the same exact thing, but just for your desktop. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like in a second. But first, we need to ask ourselves, why are we moving this to the desktop? Why is it better to do things there? Well, there's one primary reason that we want to do this on our desktop instead of inside of the web browser with ChatGPT or Claude. Reason being is this feature right here. So when you're using the web app for ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, it can't save changes across sessions, which is why you have to have a really long, ongoing conversation with the AI, which in turn causes the degradation of the AI's ability to follow your instructions. But with AI agents on your desktop, such as Claude Code, Claude Cowork, and Codex, you can have the AI write and save updates to that dashboard across conversations. So you can have a new conversation with the AI every single week, and its memory is completely fresh, and it knows exactly what to do with the dashboard and the new data you've provided it. So there is no degradation in its ability to do this for you. And this is one of the fundamental reasons as to why it's better to do it on your desktop versus the web browser. And one important note to call out in relation to these AI agents on your desktop. You likely already have subscriptions to them. So if you're using Claude right now and you have a subscription, you have access to Claude Cowork and Claude Code. You just need to download the desktop application for Claude. Same thing applies for Codex. So if you're using ChatGPT and you have a subscription to ChatGPT, you can download Codex and use it because it's part of your subscription. Now that we understand why this works, let me quickly walk you through what the instructions file could look like. So this is going to be Claude.md for Claude or agents.md for ChatGPT. And again, a really important thing here is you can have the AI create this file for you. So you can basically just open up the AI agent on your desktop in the folder that you've created and ask the AI to create you a Claude.md file or an agents.md file to do the given task you care about, which is updating the dashboard with new data sets over time. And just to show you how simple this could be, is we have a few sections. So the first section here is the purpose. So here we're telling the AI what its purpose is. In this case, we have a specific dashboard for financial data, and the AI's job is to simply update this dashboard with new data provided to it. And we then also give it the intent as to why we've created the dashboard in the first place, which is helping the CEO make decisions over time. After that, we have the files. So we tell the AI what files are inside of this folder. So we share with it that there's a dashboard in here. So this is the thing you're updating. And also we give it the subfolder saying that there's data inside of the subfolder, and that's what's being fed into this dashboard. And it's also what you feed into this dashboard when I ask you to update it. After that, we have the update process. So we tell the AI what it should do when it gets new data. In this case, we'll tell the AI when it has a new file. Once it sees that it has a new file and the user has told it that, it needs to update the dashboard with that new data, ensuring that the design and all the aesthetics stays the same. And at the end, it double checks its work to make sure the file was added correctly. And then the final section of this Claude.md is a bit of a bonus feature. So it's something I've talked about quite a lot in previous videos, so you can check out those if you're interested. But as a quick TLDR, is you can add a memory and insights section at the very bottom of your Claude.md or agents.md, simply telling the AI to create another file. So this is going to be a memory.md file that it creates. And the purpose of this file is for the AI to aggregate insights over time. And this is where you turn your AI tool from a tool to an asset. Because what will happen is the insights will compound over time. So the AI will understand what's happening with your financial situation in your company, in this case, week over week, month over month. And what the AI will do is that anytime there's a new insight that it derives from the conversation with you, it's going to update this file with one line and a date associated to it. And then we also add a constraint here saying that it should never delete any previous additions. It should only add new ones. And finally, we ask the AI at the beginning of every conversation, it should always read this file before it does anything else, so it has a good understanding of the previous financial situation of the company. The reason this is useful is you can ask questions of the AI as well. So it's not just going to update your dashboard for you, but it can act as an advisor in different scenarios for you as well. So that's our instructions file. And this is the simple update routine. Once you have your folder set up, and once you've downloaded those applications I mentioned previously, so Codex or the Claude desktop app with Claude Code or Cowork inside of it, all you need to do is when you have a new data set you want to add to the dashboard, you just drop that file into that sub data folder you've created. You then open up that agent. So you're going to open up Codex, Claude Code, or Claude Cowork. Make sure you open it inside of the folder that you care about. And that's one of the key differences with this tool. So when you open up the application, you'll just make sure that you open up that folder for a new conversation. Once you've opened that folder for a new conversation inside of the tool, all you have to do is ask the AI saying, hey, I just added a new file in the data folder. Go ahead and update the dashboard. And it'll then update that dashboard for you without you having to do anything else. And that's step 2, which is the move segment. And finally, step 3 is sharing this with your team, because oftentimes you have dashboards that are operational, associated to sales, marketing, finances, etc., and you want to share it with your teams. And a big mistake I see people make here is that once they've created a dashboard, they think, oh, I then need to deploy this on the web so people can then get access to it via URL anywhere they want. This is taking the hard path most times. Reason being is if you take that traditional approach, you're going to have to host that HTML somewhere. You'll likely have to host that data associated to the dashboard over time. You'll need to add authentication to ensure that random people on the internet can't find that dashboard and the data associated to it, and a bunch of other things. And also, you have to maintain it over time. That's the hard approach. The simpler approach, which I recommend most people take, what you're going to do is you're going to host that file on your desktop. You're just going to keep it in that folder that you already created. The key here is ensuring that you're using a cloud service that allows you to sync that folder to the cloud automatically. And a lot of people are already using this. So OneDrive, Dropbox, Google Drive, they all offer the ability to do multiple things that are beneficial here. One is it automatically syncs between your desktop and the cloud. So anytime you update that dashboard, the entire team gets the benefit from that. Another really important part here is that all of those tools allow you to have specific permissions as well. So maybe you have one subfolder for finance that only finance people should see. And maybe the specific dashboard file and not the data associated with it, you just want to share that file with your operations team. And this is all possible and extremely simple to do with these tools already. So that's the path I'd recommend taking. And just as a use case, I was working with a client just this past week that has a setup similar to this. So they have a series of dashboards they created for their company, and they shared these separately to each teams based off of their function and what they should see. So for the finance folder, they shared it specifically with their CFO. For their production folder, their ops team, marketing, their CMO, and then sales, their sales leads. So the beautiful part about this is nobody from production can see the finance folder. Nobody from sales can see the marketing folder, et cetera, et cetera. And it was extremely easy to do. And that's our third step, which is the share step. So now, as a quick recap, the key problem that we're trying to avoid here is having an ongoing conversation with an AI in a single thread, which almost always happens inside of the web interface for ChatGPT and Claude when users are building out this specific scenario. And by doing that, the quality degrades over time as the AI tries to update that dashboard with new data sets because its memory gets filled up and it forgets your specific instructions. But luckily, there are 3 simple steps we can take to fix this. So the first one is the one you're already doing, which is building. So you basically need to build the dashboard inside of ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. Once you've built it, remember you want to download the HTML file, ensuring that the HTML file is an HTML file and the data is inside of it, so it's standalone. After you've downloaded it, you want to make sure you put it into a folder. So you label that folder whatever you'd like. You put that HTML file in there. Again, you create your instructions file, which we talked through, and you can have AI create that for you. And also you have some sort of subfolder for the data. And then all you have to do is open up Claude Code, Claude Cowork, or Codex inside the folder you just created, drop in the new file into the data folder, and tell the AI, hey, I just dropped a new file, update the dashboard for me, and that's it. Once we have the update routine flowing effectively, we can then share the dashboard with our team. And instead of overcomplicating things, you want to take the simplest approach possible, at least to start. And with all the people that I've worked with, the simplest way to do this is using cloud services that you're likely already utilizing. So if you're using Google Drive, OneDrive, or Dropbox, you can sync your local folders on your desktop to the cloud. You can update the very specific permissions for each of the folders or even individual files so people have access to those files once you've updated them. And that's it. So as a quick reminder, 2 things. First off, below is a 30-day AI Insight series, completely free. You'll get 30 insights in your inbox so I can apply AI to your business and your work. The second thing is if you'd like to work with me, below are a series of offerings to see if there's a good fit between the two of us. Now, your dashboard won't break anymore, but here's what will trip you up next. Every single time an AI agent reads your new data file, it might pull the wrong number and never tell you. These models would rather guess than say, I don't know. I made a video with 3 simple prompt rules that force the AI into being honest with you, and it's right here. Let's go ahead and click that video. Go ahead. Click that video, internet.